As always, folks, I just want to jump right in and keep this on track. We did have our NICEAG informational last week. We had approximately, give or take, about 18 to 20 folks. I thought it was a fairly reasonable attendance, appreciative of multiple news outlets carrying the story and continuing to help put out some information on that. The biggest part of the message really is about Michael Keenan serving in that liaison role. And I know Ricky had mentioned a number of times having his contact information will be very helpful when people come in for questions and answers. And just thanks to you again, Ricky, for taping that session. We're just waiting for it to go online.
It's on today.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Rick. And he was supposed to do it onto the, what was the other one that you wanted? That not only the town, but the town's,
YouTube?
yes.
Okay.
Yep, and I also sent him a copy of the handout that NICEAG did,
Yep.
which he was gonna put up too.
Michael, could I just add that Michael Keating called me personally. I don't know if he's just reaching out to people in the town to see if he can be of help, but he did call me personally.
Yeah, he's been really fantastic. You know, he will admit that he doesn't always have all the answers, but he will do his hardest to get the answers to folks. And you know, I was appreciative of NICEAG being willing to have that informational session. We weren't quite sure if we were going to be able to get them nailed down. It was kind of like jello to a wall there for a little bit, but managed it. And my expectation is that they will do an informational again during phase 3.
It's on public access on the cable too, I put that on Friday.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he did a good job of answering questions too, that's what he said. And then Marty gave some great tips, Michael, remember here, on what to expect, what to avoid, you know, don't take your furnace out before anything happens.
Yeah.
So, all in all, I thought that was fairly successful, and more to come as you know things unfold. So, just kind of previewing a couple of different things. I am working on something to acknowledge JCEO's 50th anniversary that is coming up this year. So stay tuned. Just a historical footnote. Been going through some of the archives as Ricky and I continue to manage and try to grapple with a number of things, but the town was actually established on April 14th, 1785. So it's our birthday week. Yay! I find it quite funny. My birthday's the day after Christmas, and I've never really gotten that like jazzed about my birthday. And I always find people, you know, continue to extend it. The birthday day becomes the week becomes the month, and so on and so forth. So I don't quite get that. Anyways, we also received a letter from. I don't have it here. If we don't. One of the Boy Scout troops, where an individual will be receiving his Scout Eagle Award, and asked us to consider either passing a resolution congratulating the young gentleman and/or a letter. So, working through some of those details as well. So, just to give you a little bit of an advanced preview. Junkyard inspections. Our codes department has gone through and prepared some documentation, and then we have some draft resolutions as well. I have a letter for those guys. Any questions on those?
Well, we received the money for those already.
Yep.
And you
Just a comment on that.
Yep.
I'm assuming, you know, I don't want to be ridiculously obvious or whatever, but I think, you know, if when we meet a week from now,
Yep.
If Phyllis Parmenter hasn't gotten that stuck behind the fence, we will not be issuing a permit.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, so thank you.
Can we suggest that we'll have a updated comment from Steve?
From Steve.
Maybe he could,
Yeah, we can do that.
For his
do something.
recommendation, at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been following in similar footsteps to just try to keep things moving through the pipeline that had been previously established to have that draft, but we'll make sure that we get comment on it, and if not, we at least have the resolution on file, and I would expect that we can table it as well.
Okay.
Okay, so should we get there? So not a problem with that at all. And then we do have some resolutions for consideration, not for this evening, but for title change and promotions in the highway department. Jim did provide some explanation as it relates to Greg and Russell. Is there any questions on that?
Is that, on the one it says it's a 1 cent an hour increase?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the actual?
It is actually, yeah. It's the actual increase, I know it seems.
Just checking.
Yeah.
And it's my understanding that that occurred some time ago when Bruce was in a similar situation and he was there. So, yeah, there was a 1 cent differential between the two of them.
Okay, the letter seems to indicate more than $1.50.
Get what?
Are you looking at the right one, Mark?
That would be for.
That's for the other gentleman?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Greg Brunel?
Okay,
There's two
Yeah.
different lines.
Yeah, the other one is 1 cent per hour for extra workload.
Yeah.
The MEO mechanic position
yeah,
has gone up.
all right.
And the other one,
Yeah, so
The one you're talking about
yeah,
is
is Russell Heath.
What kind of?
Russell, okay.
It's basically supervision of the other.
All right, yes,
One
yes,
cent
yes.
more an hour?
I see it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Okay.
So ultimately, again, as we know, Jim has been going through the process. Bruce has transferred over to the water department, and Jim is taking advantage of, the restructuring a little bit to fill positions, and that will still provide him the opportunity to fill that other role, so.
Good.
Well, the fellow's he's qualified for the position.
Yeah, yeah. I think Greg will do fantastic in that, and Jim seems to be very, very comfortable with having him in that new role as well.
Then they have to meet the civil service requirements too, Tom?
Yeah.
In terms of-
I do want to toss an idea out to you. I've started to explore what we can do with the newsletter. The chamber, as well as some other folks in our area, what they've done is they have simplified their newsletter to using some e-communication. People are doing e-banking or, using pretty much all the other elements of it. And I think that there could potentially be an opportunity to reduce costs in doing the mailing. People can sign up for the newsletter and receive it if they want it. We could put a sticker on the back of our water bill, similar to what we've done with some other features that the town has been promoting to get people to sign up. And then that same structure could potentially be utilized to do email blasts regarding a number of things that come up for the community. For example, there was some type of, workshop on natural gas. We could put some information out there, or more directly, if there was a boil water alert, we could put some of that material out there. So I'd like to move that traditional newsletter into something else, and then be able to still take that material and do some screenshots. We can put it on our website. We can print, a small handful at first to leave here at Town Hall, but significantly reduce the waste
Right.
from my standpoint.
You wouldn't be sending it out by email, you just put it on the website, wouldn't you? And then
No.
people can get it as they want?
It would basically directly go to the individual's email. So people would, it's self-selecting,
So they would have to give us their email.
Yes, so they would go in and that's how we would do it.
But if it's on the website, isn't that available to anybody who wants to look?
We would do it in both locations, but the idea is, email collection provides us a couple of opportunities. One is it helps us deliver the newsletter directly to them when it's prepared. Otherwise, people are wondering, when do I go to the website to
Right.
see the most recent edition of the newsletter? The other part to it is it provides us an opportunity to present information to them at different times of the year when things do
When we're
come
not sending
up.
out a newsletter
Right.
necessarily.
And there is the potential, and I'll have more material for this in the coming weeks, to possibly create it where you can create topical areas that someone could say, I want to learn about recreation. I want to learn about the water department. You know, I don't have any interest in learning about planning. So they could opt out of some different topics, and we could collate that in a way that in the future we could also put out very specific information to folks as well.
How many people go to the website in a week?
I couldn't tell you that number offhand.
The only thing, I understand your desire to save money, but say if you want to communicate with people, I don't think there's a politician in the world who says they're not going to use hard copy.
I'm saying that we provide hard copy, but to reduce it. I've been on the board long enough that I saw the waste of the newsletters that didn't get distributed. And the Chamber of Commerce is very successful in getting that material out. U First Credit Union is using a very similar thing for their newsletter, and I think
Development Corp does it.
Development
Right.
Corp. So we could print a small batch of them and leave them at Ricky's office, the tax receiver's office, so that people, you know, and we'll see if those are going. And I think what we can also do is put a sign that says, find our newsletter online. And I'd like to even cross-pollinate it with some of the other lists that the chamber has, U First Credit Union, and say, as of now, you know, starting in such and such a date, we will be going exclusively online. And we'll put the sticker on the back of their water bills too, to push it there.
And sometimes in other industries, we use, for instance, email constant contact.
That's the company I'm looking
And I
at.
think that's the company that, and it is, we do that in the industry that I'm at, and it just puts out all this information. Meg, you must get some blasts from us too, so, you know, just something to think about. I think it's a good way to go forward.
Fine.
So,
Do you get email from the congresswoman?
mhm.
Same deal?
Yeah.
But you don't get mail from her? I mean, you may. but-
Yeah, the Congresswoman is still producing some hard copy material, you know,
But
the print
I know
collateral,
she
but
does
it's
weekly- I get them.
You have to
significantly
pay
lower.
to-
I get
you have to
them. I
pay
just
to
simply
send
signed
that
up.
stuff.
Right.
Yep, you sign up and it comes
Yeah,
and
I get
then.
them, and I go and check my email and
She
it's
has
there,
a
and I
copy.
can,
Plus I get email.
I can pay attention, yeah.
Like I
It's a
said,
good
they
deal.
don't-
Yeah, that's what
They don't have to pay to send that stuff.
So,
Somebody else is paying for that.
yeah,
Well, government is always paid by us.
Right.
so again, I'm kind of planting the seed for consideration now. I think that there's more benefits than just doing the quarterly or seasonal type newsletter too. If there's something that comes up throughout the town that we really want to push out to people, and I'm thinking about the water alerts, you know, for boil water.
Yeah.
And Scott or somebody here at Town Hall can sign into that program, push out the material, you know, because as we know, there is no silver bullet. Not everybody watches, you know, the news station at night. Not everybody reads the newspaper. So it's just one more opportunity to batch that out there, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, it sounds like a good idea, and it would be interesting to see how many people opt into using the email.
Yeah, you know, and I think as we continue to develop some not just e-communications, but e-services, it helps us to direct people into, hey, you know, don't forget you can pay that water bill online, or you can, you know, do other things. Eventually, what I would like to do is to do some type of summary that we have our meetings online. You know, remind residents, oh, you can go to our YouTube channel to see meetings. Again, there's no perfect solution, but government needs to meet the 21st century reality.
Yeah. And the younger town residents will probably appreciate that.
Well, even some
And we
old
might get more
ones,
engaged.
as they're learning how to do things at
Yeah.
Senior Planet.
Absolutely, we have to keep up with
Right,
that.
yeah.
There you go.
So, more to come on that, and if anybody's interested in seeing a couple of examples and stuff, I can certainly preview those with you, but it doesn't make sense to print it out in hard copy to show you what the electronic copy looks like. So, but I can show you what a hard copy looks like for the limit run that we could do. Couple other items as we move forward. We do have draft resolutions for minutes. Our monthly reports. And then we do have drafts for the promotions and the junkyards.
On the junkyards,
Yep.
is there any reason why we don't have identification as to who the titled, licensee would be? on that?
Because Deborah and I actually had a conversation about that last week when she was preparing some information, and she made the recommendation not to say the person directly in case things change. It's really going with the parcel, and we're addressing it that they're either in compliance or non-compliance. So it takes the political rub out of it that some people have said that they felt targeted in the past. So that's what she shared with me.
I think it's a little, I don't know, it might be a little more difficult to find it when you're trying to go back at some later date, that's all. People have a tendency to look
For a name.
by the name of the firm as opposed
The
to
other
an
thing too,
address.
yeah, the other thing too is there's no parcel number.
It's not a parcel number.
No,
it's just a street address.
did it as the address.
Just the address.
I can have her slug the names in if people prefer that.
I think you should.
Okay. Okay. I can have, we can make that change. Anything else on that? All right, I would like to bring one resolution to the table tonight, and that is Resolution 091, the 2016 Neighborhood Informational Meetings. And if you need a copy of this,
There's no change.
I have a copy, is that 091?
yeah, 091. There should not be any significant changes, we were just waiting for the confirmation.
Okay, because I have two copies and they look the same to me.
Yeah, we're just waiting on confirmation and didn't want to jump the
So we
gun.
just need to change the date, basically.
Yes, yes.
And-
So, Resolution 16091, 2016 Neighborhood Informational Meetings, Ricky.
Whereas it has been custom for some time to hold public informal meetings for residents in each district of the town to provide a chance for the supervisor and members of the town board to meet with the community, provide a townwide update, exchange ideas, listen to problems indigenous to specific areas, offer solutions, and explain why any federal, state, and local rulings affect the residents. Whereas a series of local town meetings are planned to provide an interactive method of communicating on the topics of mutual interest and concern with the residents. Now therefore be resolved that the dates, times, and locations are as follows. Monday, April 25th, 6:30 p.m., Wallace Hill Fire Station. Monday, April 25th, 7:30 p.m., Cumberland Head Fire Station. Monday, May 9th, 6:30 p.m., Cliff Haven Rec Park. Monday, May 9th, 7:30, South Plattsburgh Fire Station, Route 22. June 13th, 6:30, Hammond Lane District 3 Fire Station. Monday, June 13th, 7:30, Cadyville Fire Station. Monday, June 27th, 6:30, Morrisonville EMT Building. Monday, June 27th, 7:30, Town Hall. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be placed on the town clerk's bulletin board and also on the town's website.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Or is there a second?
Second.
Alrighty. Any discussion?
Why do we have to go from Morrisonville EMT to Plattsburgh Town Hall?
More than anything, for lack of it, the tradition has been to do one other event and then to come back to town hall to finish the meeting. We don't have to.
Let's not, why?
Yeah,
Simple, quiet.
I'm not,
Simple, quiet.
I'm not opposed to that, if anybody else has any issues.
Never thought of it.
Doing what?
She says, why come back,
She's welcome back too.
other than tradition, that's Michael's idea.
No, you know, hey, I'm not in agreement, you asked why, and I,
Well, sometimes they
Are
had
there
items that you wanted to do or that came up that you couldn't do.
Maybe there's like an executive
Well-
session or something.
We used to do
I
Treadwell's
just heard from
Mills,
colleagues.
and that's not on the list anymore.
Yeah,
And to me, to my mind, that was where we should have been, but
So why are we not doing Treadwell's Mills?
just literally trying to, I mean, populate some different stuff, I mean.
Okay.
Again,
just,
if we wanna do some different things, we can certainly do that.
I think the Plattsburgh Town Hall, you're drawing from a fairly large area for there, okay? That could be District 1, District 2, as was said, Treadwell's Mills. And some of those people may not really know where Morrisonville EMT is. You know, I know it's, you know, the new building, but where?
I would argue that no matter what location we have been in over the years, our attendance has been
Yeah.
significantly poor.
Zero.
So, I mean, that, and again, this is part of the reason that we've tried hard to get this out there to, you know, see if Dan Heath and some others will do some advanced press on this.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you know, we talked about the e-newsletter. What I want to do in the future too is to put this out more than once. you
But
know.
you're basically,
Yeah.
you're basically placing a meeting for a significant number. Granted, they're not all coming, but it's potentially addressing, you know, an opportunity for a significant number of people in the town of Plattsburgh to come to a meeting, and you're having a meeting in the town of Skyler Falls.
No.
No, we're not.
No, I know.
Talking about the 27th?
This
Or-
meeting's not,
Oh, you're gonna have it on the Banker Road?
Well, it's-
Yeah.
yeah, we're having it down at their
At their
facility.
EMT
Okay.
place,
Yeah.
right by the town.
Okay.
You can't have it in
Yeah.
Skylar Falls.
So,
Correct.
and Marty, my question was, why are we coming back to town hall? Why not just conclude the meeting at the Morrisonville EMT
Yep.
building?
Which
Or-
I'm fine
Or
with.
go to Treadwell's Mills if we think that we should go there.
That's, I don't know. I didn't see Treadwell's Mills on here.
Tom, would you
I think
like to go to
that-
Treadwell?
It seems to me that that's
Yeah.
another different type of community.
Yeah.
I think so.
And I would prefer having it instead of the Plattsburgh Town Hall, but, you know, I don't know the availability of the building, I don't know, you know, if we can get in, I sure we can get in and get the keys, but
Yeah, I agree with Tom.
I would say if you are comfortable with that, pending a change, that we would go back and edit that section because it's far enough out in advance that we will add Treadwell Mills to that section. Typically in the evening where there's not as much competition, typically, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
and we might get just as
Just
many
so
as we
that I
would get at the
understand,
town
you're
hall.
talking about adding another meeting that would be aimed at Treadwell's Mills
Striking,
Plattsburgh Town Hall.
and putting
Treadwell's
Treadwell's
Mills,
Mills in
yeah,
there.
I'd like
Okay.
to see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I see you're trying to get this out as soon as possible. It makes sense in terms of communication.
yeah. And, you know, and what we did a couple of years, probably about 2 years ago, is this resolution, once it was done, was modified very slightly to print some notices, and each counselor were encouraged to take a handful of them and ask if you could put them up in the, you know, stewards, you know, main prominent places that people are gonna circulate. And again, you know, it's just one more attempt to notify the public, because once this runs, you know, if you're not meeting until June, what the Press Republican does the article in early April, you know, you need that, well, I'm just being honest though, I mean, like,
Sure.
that's why I think we actively have to, in our own ways, encourage people to come out to these meetings.
Absolutely.
So, all right.
I could put some up.
Both Barb
Stone
and-
Meadows, no.
Barb and Marty, do you have any issue with the change with Treadwell Mills?
No,
No,
actually,
not at
I'd
all.
like that.
Do you think,
I think that-
just bringing up another one, but do you
Yeah.
think it would be better if they were reversed? Does it make any difference?
The problem, you mean Treadwell Mills?
Times, is that 6:30 good for Morrisonville EMT?
Yes, so that's where some of the, and I can't remember if I was waiting on Morrisonville or one of the other ones, but we pretty much got final confirmation today,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
And I will put this out there too. Just because the tradition has been, we've been doing this during this time of the year, does not mean that we cannot, that we don't, we can't do others in the fall or, another time of the year too, so just
Okay.
keep that up.
Or in the summer,
Yeah,
when it's warmer?
okay. Ricky, can you do roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Heber.
Yes.
Mike Kavler.
Yes. Resolution carries. All right. I have no more draft materials, but I know that I would entertain a motion to go into executive session. Is there a motion to do so?
And the purpose of our meeting?
It is to discuss the work history of several individuals.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. And the time for the executive session is 7:27.